all, I give thanks and praises to the Almighty Creator, Ra, Olodumare, Onyami, Chuku, Ama, and these are some of the words that we have for the Almighty Creator in our various African languages. Give thanks and praises to the Almighty Creator. Today is Sunday, the 15th of April 2018. It is a pleasure once more for myself, the Mandingo, to be here to speak again a different topic at the Mahat Center, 366A High Road, Tottenham, North London. Ujambo, greetings, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. The topic of my reasoning, my talk, is in celebrating 50 years since the creation of reggae music. Reggae.
Could you tell us something about yourself? Could you tell us something about yourself? Something about yourself.
Hold on, my brother. Okay. Don't interrupt.
All right, good. Sorry.
Reggae, 50 years old, and its global impact is the title, the topic of my reasoning this afternoon. In talking about reggae, 50 years old, I will tell you why I am qualified to talk about reggae. First of all, I was born and bred in Jamaica, the island where reggae comes from. Reggae was created by the grassroots Africans of Jamaica. My involvement with African Jamaican music was from the 1950s, when sound systems, which is called the Radio of the People, used to play at the home where I live on St. John's Road, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Jamaica. The reason for this was that my father, who was the headmaster, and my mother, the deputy head, my father allowed all the top sound systems in Jamaica to play in the schoolroom at Friendship Government School, St. John's Road. Count Nicholas, also known as Count Nix, the first sound system to play with 2 turntables, music never stopped. Tom the Great Sebastian, that was played by Tom himself, and also my friend later on, the great Duke Vin, who later on became the first sound system man in this country in 1955. Sir Coxsone Downbeat sound, Sir Coxsone later on, the man who founded Studio One. Duke Reid, that's Arthur Duke Reid, his sound system. Mellow Canary, and coming straight through to the 70s, 60s, 70s, virtually all the top songs played at this home where I live. What happened is that the teacher's cottage was behind the schoolroom, and so I lived on the same premises. And thanks to my father and mother, they allowed me to attend these dances. So I grew up hearing the music played by the sound system that promoted our music. And of course, this was the time when you had rhythm and blues, you had from Jamaica, our national music at the time, Mento. You also had Kaiso, which had been misnamed Calypso. Kaiso is a house of our meaning well done music. Later on, the sound systems played Rocksteady and then Reggae. Prince Buster Sound was one of the sound systems that played at Friendship Government School. People like Kingston, Count Machuki, these great original DJs, Sir Lord Comic and so on, were people who I knew because I used to see them playing sound systems and promoting the music that you could not hear or would not hear on radio station. As a matter of fact, there was just one radio station at first, RJR, and then later on you had JBC radio. I am also a record producer. The Mandingo label, producing records by Sugar Minor. Every little thing you run to Babylon, one of his early and one of his biggest hits. General Echo, Sex Educational Class, produced records by Hortense Ellis, the sister of Alton Ellis, Barry Brown, Rankin Joe. My first production in the summer of 1977 at Channel 1 studio, Cornell Campbell, song called Keep On Pushing, that he and I wrote. I'm also a journalist, so I've written for a lot of music magazines and newspapers over the years. I was one of the first journalists for the Voice newspaper when it started in the 1980s. Wrote for Caribbean Times, the Jamaica Gleaner, and many other publications, Time Out, etc. I also played sound systems as a DJ. I'm also a promoter in terms of promoting dances and stage shows. And I'm also a radio DJ in addition to being a sound system DJ. I studied here as a civil engineering student, a Jamaica government scholarship student in the early 70s in this country. I also became a recording artist in 1974 as a DJ. My first production was, my first recording was Commandment Rock, which was produced by my cousin, who is a big reggae star in Brazil, and he lives there now, Honey Boy. And of course, he's one of the pioneers of Lovers Rock. In same 1974, which is the same year that Ken Boo got #1 in the British charts with Everything I Own, the same year that Gregory Isaacs had his first major hit worldwide, that's Love Is Overdue, 1974. I also did recordings for producer Larry Lawrence of the Ethnic and Ethnic Fight label. 2 singles were released that year. One of them, the first one, was called Kung Fu, and the other one was called Sister Daisy. And in all of my 3 releases in 74, I wrote the lyrics for them. Now, in 1968, March, something happened which was to have worldwide repercussions, the impact in the global music world. Leroy Sibbles, the lead singer and leader of the Heftones group composed of Barry Llewellyn, Earl Morgan, and Leroy Sibbles. Leroy Sibbles was a bass player. He and the Cables, the singing group, trio of Peeble Drummond, Vincent Stoddart, and Elbert Stewart, they were good friends. And Leroy Sibbles of the Heftones took the Cables to Studio One at 13 Brentford Road, now called Studio One Boulevard, in the Crossroads area, and carried the Cables to Sir Clement Seymour Dodd of Sir Cox, a downbeat sound system, and of Studio One label and studio, and said, Mr. Dodd, this group of Cables, they are very good and you should record them. And an audition was done, and they sang What Kind of World, and they sang Baby Why. Baby Why was written by Peeble Drummond, and he was the lead singer. When they, in front at Studio One, there's a big tree at the front of the building, and a lot of auditions used to go on right there in the front yard. When they started to sing Baby Why, after singing a few lines, Sir Clement Dodd, Studio One, said, stop. I want to record What Kind of World and Baby Why. For several weeks, because the person who was running the studio in terms of running the sessions was the genius Jackie Mitou, the keyboardist with the scatterlights. And he was supposed to run the session for the Cables singing Baby Why and What Kind of World. The three Cables had their daytime job, and several times they came to Studio One for Jackie to run the session so they could record. And every time Jackie was not available to do that. And the last time that they came, they got upset and said that if they didn't record, they were not going to come back because they have the daytime job. They don't depend on music to live. And they told Sir Dodd about this. And Sir Dodd asked, where was Jackie? And they said, oh, he was across the road, on Brentford Road. He was over by a bar drinking. And Sir Dodd sent for him. And when they went into the studio with Jackie, Jackie was upset that he had been taken from his drinking that he was having at the bar. And he said to the three of them in our Jamaican language, so come sing a big hit tune in a sarcastic way. And they started to sing Baby Why. But after a few lines, Elbert Stewart said that Jackie immediately after hearing a few lines, just his manner changed completely. He said, stop. And he started to tell the musicians what and what they should play. Leroy Sibbles was a bass player. He told Leroy what he should play. Eric Frater was a guitarist, nicknamed Rickabacker, told him what to play. Phil Calendar was the drummer, told him what to play because Jackie was running the session. He was in charge of running the session. Jackie played both the organ and the piano. And as Elbert Stewart of Cable said, it was the first he had ever seen a musician play the organ and the piano at the same time. There were two hornsmen, Vincent Gordon, also known as Don B. Jr. in tribute to Don Drummond. He played trombone. Carl Bryan, he played alto saxophone. And they started to sing again. And what Jackie did, because at the time up till then, we had Mentor first, then we had Skia, coming from Cluj and the Blues Blasters, who played for Sir Clement at Studio One from the 1950s. Songs like Easy Snapping with Theophilus Beckford. Then he had Rocksteady, which was a slower version of Skia, slowed down. And Reggae, which is a slower version also of Rocksteady. But Jackie did something that was not planned. And this is how a lot of creations come about. People didn't get up, a lot of people, they don't get up one day and say, well, I'm going to create this, I'm going to create that. Things happen on the spur of the moment. And what Jackie did, and you listen to the song Baby White by the Cables, he didn't play the organ in the normal straight way. He shuffled it, like shuffling of the organ. And in fact, there is a dance later on too, because there's a dance for reggae, just like how there's a dance for ska, and there's a dance for rocksteady. I mean, alternately sang in the rocksteady and then come do rocksteady, shake your body now, and ska, they have the moves. But the reggae dance is a dance where it is imitating the organ shuffle that Jackie Mutu created on the spot. And the reggae dance is like when you hear that part in Baby White, in Nanny Go, Bob Andy, to experience and let them say that organ shuffle, imitating as if, shuffling the organ. And so, when the music came around, it never had a name. But later on, to describe this new scene, the name reggae, coming from out of the grassroots, came on the scene. There's a saying in Jamaica that a female of loose morals is referred to in Jamaica in the 60s as a streggae. And reggae is a play on the word streggae. In fact, there's a saying that sometimes you hear people say in the 60s in Jamaica, oh, our reggae and your jeggae. It's just like with jazz. The word jazz, it has a sexual connotation to it, to jazz, and so on. But the fact that it's called jazz and reggae came about by a play on the word streggae doesn't mean that the musical forms were negative or bad in any way. This is just how we came out of the grassroots. Reggae has had a global impact ever since 1968, when it came to Studio One. Another early reggae was Bangarang by Lester Sterling and Stranger Cole, and other songs like that. But reggae, like its predecessor, rocksteady, like its predecessor, ska, were musical forms that depended on sound systems for exposure. Because in Jamaica, you find that the music created by our people was frowned upon by those who control the media, the radio stations, and that type of thing. Preference was given overwhelmingly to music coming from either Britain or the States. So when people wanted to hear their music, they had to listen to the sound systems. We must pay credit to Ernest Ranglin, for example, who before reggae in 1964 produced that hit by Millie Small called My Boy Lollipop. 1964 it went to #2 in the British charts. Millie Small originally from the Milk River area in Clarendon, Jamaica. Reggae in Britain achieved chart success in becoming #1 in 1969 when Desmond Dekker and the Aces came with a song called Israelites. Before that, they had charted in the British charts in 1967 with Rocksteady music before, but with the song called 007, Shantytown. That's 1967, the Rocksteady era. 1969, though, #1. It was the first Jamaican record, and it was a reggae record, to achieve #1 in the British, in the UK music charts. A person, Desmond Dekker, was a man who, and the Aces, and by the way, the Aces are James, he still lives, he lives in Jamaica, he lives in St. Anne, and Barry, he lives in London. They are the two Aces. People I know personally, just like Desmond Dekker, I used to see them performing at stage shows in Jamaica. The second reggae to achieve #1 in Britain was instrumental, not fully instrumental, because it was double barrel in 1971 by Dave and Anza Collins. Dave is for Dave Barker, Anza is for Anza Collins. So it's really Dave Barker, he did the talking, the shouting, and Anza Collins who played the keyboards. Their song Double Barrel was the second reggae song to go to #1 in the British charts, and this was in 1971. In 1970, Wabandi, who was one of the first reggae singers, as I said, with to experience and let them say, he and Marcia Griffiths performed as Bob and Marcia, and they enjoyed chart success in Jamaica and in this country and in Europe and elsewhere with the song Young, Gifted and Black. Didn't go to #1, but it was in the top 10. Also, Pied Piper followed, and that also went in the charts. In 1974, Ken Boone had Everything I Own as #1 in the British charts, and it was #1 in Jamaica. It was produced by Lloyd Charles.